I was standing outside my cell, man, and I was rolling up a bugler cigarette. I never forget this. I don't. This shit stuck with me because it was so strange to me. Um, matter of fact, I had just started smoking these little cigarette roll ups called buglers back then, and I was standing outside the door rolling it up. The dude came in the door. He walked. Once he got closer to his door, he looked. He went shaking his head like he caught an attitude instantly. I'm assuming because he was ready to go straight into his room. Now he can't go in because he waiting on his roommate. Him knowing I don't even play them type of games, he looked at me. He was like, "Hey, Bill." Now, I don't really talk to him just because he play a lot of games. And for me to avoid trouble, if I know you play like this with everybody, I'ma stay away from you. So that way, at no point will you ever feel like playing games with me like that is okay. So he say, "Hey, Bill." I look at him. I'm like, "What's up, bro?" He said, "How long, bro, had the tissue in the door?" I'm like, "Nigga, what the fuck? I'm not no door watcher, nigga. I don't know." So I just told him, like, "Bro, I don't know. I ain't paying attention to nobody but myself." So he like, "All right, say less." So he walked up to the door, went to knocking on the door. He like, "Hey, bro, you using the bathroom?" So dude was like, "Yeah." And man, he said, "No, you ain't with your little sex ass. You in there trying to beat your little meat. It's all right. I'm going to beat it later on for you." So the dude inside the room bust out laughing. Everybody else in the dorm that heard it, that was close, bust out laughing. I just looked at him like, what the fuck? It was locked down. You know, these guys next door, they arguing. They get back cool. They in there wrestling, playing. You hear them wrestling. Big dude like to wrestle 24/7. But the little dude like to play a lot and wrestle around too. But, you know, I told you before, these folks done got to fight now already with each other. But I guess they just like, we in the room, we got to deal with each other. It is what it is. So they cool. They ain't studying. So one night I'm in there asleep and I wake up because I hear arguing going back and forth. And I hear the little dude saying, "Man, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Get your motherfucking hands out my face. I don't give a fuck about that size. Don't let this size fool you, because you know I beat your ass." So the big dude, he wasn't really saying much or nothing, but I'm assuming he had his hands in his face or something like that, because that's what he kept saying. "Bitch ass nigga, get your hands out my face. Bitch ass nigga, get your hands out my face," type shit like that. So next thing you know, they get to fighting. Again, I didn't see it with my own two eyes, but I heard it. You hear scuffling from shoes. You hear smacking every time you hear, like a nigga make a noise like he just got hit. So you hear the rumbling of the little metal locker boxes that's on the wall. So you know for a fact they in there fighting. Little dude go to screaming, "All right, bro, all right, bro. All right, stop hitting me, I'm straight. All right, stop hitting me, I'm straight." So the bigger dude like, "Nah, fuck that, nigga. You want to put your motherfucking hands on me? Fuck that." So he clearly just keeps hitting them. They in there fighting. I got up and looked out my door. I'm just trying to look. It's a little small window about that long, about that wide. It got little holes all through it. But it's a plexiglass in between it. You can't yell through the hole. Can't nobody hear you. It's just holes where you can see. Then it's a plexiglass on the other side. So the officer booth was right across from my room. So I just went and looked. It ain't no officer in there. Officer ain't nowhere to be found. So they in there fighting. Can't nobody break it up. Can't nobody help him. The big dude, way bigger than him, much heavier than him. I know he in there beating the shit out of him. A lot of people say size don't matter in a fight. Oh, long as you skill, long as you this. I agree with that to a certain extent, but I also do believe size does matter. Because here's the thing, and then I'm gonna get right back on subject. If you 5'5", 5'6", you already short as hell. Then you slim as hell, okay. Just say you can fight real good, you real skillful. And I'm 6'3", 210 pounds, swole, strong as a motherfucker. And we get to squaring up with each other. Okay. I have so much more power and pressure coming from my body. If I line that shit up the right way and just connect with you and hit you, it's going to take far less amount of power from me than it would from you trying to hit me. You see what I'm saying? You might got all the skills. You know how to square up real good as the little dude. I might be the big ass nigga, don't know how to do nothing but swing. But seeing how big I am and how much power I got behind me, I can throw one punch, hit you in your shit and knock you out. So the skills and all that you think you talk about don't matter. That's why professional fighters gotta fight people in their same weight class. Because they know this. It's a lot more power coming behind that shit. So, so you hear them in there tussling around. Then the small dude, he go to like making noise like, he can't really make his words out. And you hear like a little smacking sound. So I know that he's getting choked out. I know dude probably choking him out. The dude smacking his arm, trying to get off, trying to say whatever he trying to say. So, next thing you know, the little small dude went to screaming, "Bro, what you doing? Bro, what the fuck you doing, bro? You tripping, bro? Bro, you tripping, bro?" Now, instantly, I went to thinking a knife was involved some type of way. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I said, the big dude got a knife. He done pulled out a knife. Like he threatened him. Like he finna stab him or something. And my roommate, he was on the bottom bunk. I was on the top bunk. He said, "Bill, you hear that shit?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Them niggas crazy, but them niggas stay fighting." I said, "Bro, that shit sound like bro finna stab him or something." He said, "Yeah, that shit sound crazy. I ain't studying them niggas. They always do that." He rolled over and tried to go back to sleep. I couldn't because I was just thinking like, damn, he got a knife out on him. Know he about to stab him. That's what I'm assuming going on from my room. When I heard the little dude start saying, "Bro, I ain't with that type shit. Bro, what the fuck you got going on? What type of gay ass shit you got going on?" That's when I knew it was something different going on. Then my roommate was like, "What the fuck?" My roommate jumped up, went to the vent. He hit the vent. He started calling the little dude name. I ain't gonna say their names, of course. He was like, "Bro, what the fuck going on over there, bro?" And the little dude said, "Man, this gay ass nigga done stripped butt naked, bro. This nigga over here trying to pull my pants down." And you could hear tussling and shit. So he like, "Bro, what the fuck?" So my roommate ran to the door. He went to kicking the door, beating on the door, trying to get the police attention, but wasn't no police in the booth. So the doors under the doors was probably like that wide open. So he got down on the floor, laid his face down on the floor, and started screaming, "Officer, officer." The whole time he beating on the door and screaming under the door, you hear the little dude over here screaming more and more, "Bro, what the fuck you got going on? This gay ass shit, boy, I ain't with this shit." So the whole dorm, by that point, they hear my roommate, they see what's going on. So the whole dorm go to kicking they door, screaming under the door. They trying to get the police attention, but it's not that the police isn't paying attention. There is no police officer in the booth, period. They're not to be seen nowhere. Then the little dude, man, he made a heart breaking scream, bro. I'm talking about he screamed in a way that I just feel like a grown man shouldn't scream, bro. It was a very disturbing noise. It was long, like a howl, and he screamed real loud. And yeah, my roommate went to the vent. He cussing, talking shit through the vent, talking to the bigger dude, telling him we gonna kill him when we come off lockdown. We gonna stab him up when we come off lockdown. This, and that. So the whole dorm doing that. They all screaming to him, telling him nigga this and this and this and that. Because that dorm, pretty much everybody fucked it with each other. You see what I'm saying? We had been in that dorm with each other for a while. So, you know, if it was a setting where the person that was happening to ain't nobody give a fuck about them, ain't nobody give a fuck about each other, then they wouldn't have probably did all that. But it's just like, that shit was damn near like a family, bro. Everybody been around each other, fucking with each other. So the whole dorm screaming to dude talking shit. That same howling scream, that heart-wrenching, heartbreaking scream I told you I heard the first time, I heard it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And then it eventually turned to like cries. And the only noise I could hear from my room is like, you know what I'm saying? Like a bunch of like moving, hitting on shit. And I know that was from, you know, the smaller dude, I guess trying to grab hold of shit and move out the way or whatever. But man, he was in there screaming, crying. This is a grown ass man. He started saying, please, bro, stop. Please, bro, please. Damn, that shit still fuck with me to this day, I swear, dude. So it eventually, I'm gonna probably give it like, man, that shit probably went on for 45 minutes, man. Just this dude screaming, making weird ass noises. And you don't hear nothing from the other dude, the big dude. Everybody calling his name, he ain't saying shit. Shit probably went on for like 45 minutes. And then it got quiet in there. So my roommate went to calling dude name, the little dude, he wouldn't respond. We thought he killed him in that motherfucker. So probably like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, my roommate, I had a watch. I had a little G-Shock. My roommate asked me, said, Bill, what time it is? I said 2 o'clock. That shit probably had happened at around about 1, probably about an hour ago that shit happened. So he jumped up, he hit the vent, he called little dude name, no response. So around about 3 o'clock, he asked me for the time. I tell him it's 3 o'clock. He get on the vent, go to calling little dude name, no response. Now the officer bring the trays, the breakfast trays, they feed us at like 4:30 in the morning. So probably like 4:40, 4:45, we finally heard the door pop. So we both jumped up, ran to the door. My roommate was looking out the window on the door, but the window is so small, only one person at a time can look. So I jumped up, stood on the sink, because this hole is at the top of the door. Like, hole's probably about that big. It's like 3 rows of them. So I jumped up at the top of the door to look over the door. You see the officer coming in with the breakfast tray. So we go to screaming, officer! We both screaming, trying to tell him, get over here, get over here. We're trying to see what's up with bruh. So by that time, the other few people that was woke or that was just waking up, they hit their door, started screaming, kicking the door, screaming out the door. And the officer was confused. She like, y'all, it's too many of y'all. So everybody got quiet. And then my roommate told her, come over here to room such and such. So she came to our room. And he stuck his face up to the door and he told her, man, I think the nigga in the room next door got raped last night. Check on him. Go check on him. And, man, she went to the door next door. When she walked over there, she walked out of our view. We couldn't see her no more. But all I heard, that lady said, oh my God. And she like took off running towards the door. So I said, what the fuck? And she was on the radio. She grabbed the radio. She was running and talking on the radio. So the police came in there deep. They all went up to the room. I heard the lieutenant telling to somebody in the room right next to me, what the hell going on in here? What the hell you got going on in here? What the hell you got going on in here? And I heard the big dude say, I ain't got shit going on. I ain't got shit going on. And then I heard the lieutenant say, where the fuck all that blood come from? Where all that blood on that sheet come from? And he told him, he said, move the cover, man. Move the cover. And he was going back and forth with him for a minute. He said, if I tell you to move the motherfucking cover again, I'm about to tase the shit out you. The lieutenant had pulled the taser off his belt. And he had told the officer, open that door whenever I tell you to. So I guess the big dude complied to what the lieutenant said. And, man, the lieutenant said, what the fuck he tied up for? But in the process of him saying, he didn't even finish the whole sentence. He was just like, what the fuck he tied up for? And then he stopped for a minute. He said, man, what the fuck? He said, man, turn around, put your hand behind your back, get down on your knees, man. I'm only telling you that shit one time. So I guess the big dude wasn't complying. The lieutenant looked at one of the other officers. He said, go grab a camera out the booth. Because whenever they use force on a person for any reason, they got to have it recorded. Just because so many lawsuits over the years, they got it recorded to show that they not doing nothing illegal. So she went and got the camera real quick. When she was coming back with the camera, he said, so you're not going to get down on your knees and put your hands behind your back so I can come handcuff you. And I heard the big dude scream, nigga, fuck you. So the lieutenant turned towards the lady that had the camera. And, you know, he introduced himself, his rank, what prison they was at. And he said that he had an inmate refusing to follow orders and that he was about to use, what they call that shit? Force, some type of force. We about to use something force. I forgot what they call it, but basically he about to have to use force on the inmate. So the girl had to put the camera up to the door so they could see the inmate, and they had to hear the lieutenant voice giving him instructions on the camera. So he said it one more time. He said, so you're not finna cuff up, get down on your knees, put your hands behind your back. Dude said, fuck you again. He said, all right, say less. The lieutenant looked at the girl. He said, open the door. And man, she opened the door. All I heard was the taser go off. I heard the big dude scream, and I heard his body hit the concrete. Police ran in the room. You know, they handcuffed him, of course. Brought him out. Man, this man came out the room butt naked in handcuffs. Handcuffs, the only thing he had on, butt naked. So it had me thinking like, damn, all the time we went without hearing the noise. You see what I'm saying? Because you was in there for a long ass time after we stopped hearing the noise. And you still butt naked. So it's like, damn, was you still in there doing that shit all night that whole time? Like, shit just weird. So, the lieutenant said, well, I seen them bring dude out butt naked. They took him straight out the door. He was looking crazy as hell, too. He looked like he was a damn maniac. So the lieutenant, I heard him through the vent ask one of the girls, any one of y'all got a pair of scissors on y'all? Any one of y'all got a pair of scissors on y'all? So one of the sergeants that was with him, I guess they had a pair of scissors because, you know, they cut them or whatever. So I heard them asking the little dude, hey, man, what happened? What happened? You all right? You all right? And I guess he wasn't responding because one of the girls said, throw some water on his face. So I guess they did that, and I guess he came back to consciousness. And the lieutenant said, man, what happened, bro? You all right? And, man, the little dude said, he raped me, man. He raped me. He was too big. I couldn't fight him off. He kept hitting me. Pulled a knife out on me, told me he gonna kill me if I keep screaming and shit. And we ran back to the door. My roommate looking out the door. I'm looking out the top of the door, bro. They was walking dude out the room, the little dude. And like from his butt all the way down to like his ankles, bro, was blood. It was like the shit was dripping down and had dried up. It was just going down his body. It wasn't going down when I seen it. It was like pasted on there like a paste. And when he walked past our door, bro, he was just like, he ain't even look at us. He had his head down, but it was kind of like straight. And I'll never forget, I heard him say, like he was making little noises, like little groaning noises, man. That shit so fucked up. And the lieutenant took him out and the other officers came out. They had gloves on, and they had like a sheet. Something looked like a damn pillowcase, and that shit had blood on it. It was red. It was stained red. And they had the in the other hand, they had the strings, I guess, where he was tied up with. Now, what it was a braided sheet. Dude, the bigger dude, I don't know if he braided it earlier or if he been had it like that or what. But what they was doing to tie people up, they'd take a sheet. Because the sheet pretty sturdy. Them sheets they give you, them bitches ain't finna rip. They pretty sturdy. You got to really cut them. So they'd take 3 strips of the sheet, probably about that wide. Like, because I know a lot of people tie people up when they got issues with them. They want to embarrass them, shit like that. So they'd take about 3 strips of the sheet that wide, make it pretty long, cut it up, braid it together. Once it's braided together, you get tied up, them bitches work like handcuffs. Ain't no coming up out of there. So it was a lot of pieces like that. So that's what he tied them up with. And that is the story about when I say I witnessed
basically
a rape and prison.
When you're not free, is by all means. Any and everybody that ain't your friend is your enemy. You got to eat.
The gang leader is constantly on the lookout for new inmates. They offer Albert an easy opportunity for extortion. The Crip reveals his technique for shaking them down.
A guy comes in, I'll take him. When they call chow, I go down into a cell, ask him, homie, you going to chow? He like, yeah, cuz I'm going to chow. And I walk to chow with him, let him know I'm there.
After offering friendship and protection, then he turns the screws. Albert will take the inmate into a cell or empty stairwell and demand payment. Money, gifts, or service. If he refuses, it gets ugly.
I say it with aggression, with my face expression. And basically, I go in with no shirt on and my gloves in my pocket so he'll see him. If you know he's soft, slapping or just grabbing by his throat, choking for a good 10, 12 seconds, and he'll come around.
Many new inmates don't realize their prey until it's too late.
One of the ones that's out in the free world, and you claim I don't fight. You one of them. I don't fight. I'm gonna put that fire in their life. I don't fight. I don't fight. Well, I'm gonna give you some words of advice. The moment you come across and you put that fire in their life, your ass going to the penitentiary for the rest of your life, where they fight at. So you need to prepare yourself immediately on learning how to fight. You know, did you go through step 1? Step 1 was the number game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You need to learn how to fight like immediately. If you ain't fighting now, talking about home fight, they're gonna feel this fire. They're gonna feel this fire. Okay. You applying 5 pounds of pressure and them feeling the fire, gonna land your ass in the penitentiary where they fight. Yeah, they get down in there. For real, they get down. I told you. They only get down, they sticking all that other stuff. They all that. And you don't fight now? Oh, you ain't got that fire in there. Oh, no. No, you can't take that in the penitentiary with you. You fire. So if you ain't fighting now, you and you ain't gonna fight in there? Wow. They gonna misuse and abuse you if you don't fight, fam. All you do is this? Listen to me. That don't work in there. I promise you. Doing this, don't work in there. Now,
if you can't defend yourself with your hands, then there's only a few ways that you're going to be able to prevent getting run down on, getting your packs taken, getting all of that done. you know, washing people's drawers and stuff. There's only a few ways, and if you can't defend yourself with your hands, then you're going to have to either snitch to get out or to get in the PC. That's a red flag, y'all. These dudes running around, or maybe females that run the streets too, running around talking about, I ain't gonna fight you, I'll pop you. They snitches. Stay away from them. And at the end of the day, really, let's just try to get out of this whole mentality of that type of stuff. But it's easier said than done. So if you're gonna be involved in certain things or just around certain people, whether you have a choice or not, pay attention to what people say and what's the thought process behind what they really say.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I had a gun in the car, some drill. I'm out on bond for a gun, gang. I can't afford to go back. I'll tell you, no.
Okay, okay.
Look, I'm telling you what's what.
Okay.
I can get you, bro. I can get you whoever you need off of this area.
Okay, just so you know, everything's being
I
recorded.
don't care about that shit.
That for you, that helps you because then you're willing to work the community on getting shit out the street.
But look, you gonna work with me? Just
I will
one
work
time.
with you.
And look, I swear to God, look.
But I need to go over there before.
All right, look. I'm finna tell you what kind of gun.
Okay.
Be 100 with me. So I'm going to jail, or can I help you out loud to get out? But I can't go to...
If you help us out,
I'm gonna thank you with the park
it has to be in the station. It cannot be out here.
Bro, how can I get... Look, I understand. I got to do the procedure.
Yeah.
And everything. But, bro, like, we could do that shit later. Like, if I go in right now, they don't know something. I went to jail, and I'm out on bond for a pipe.
I can't even get the car out, bro. It's stuck.
Fuck that car. Bro, for real, bro.
This kid heard his potential prison sentence. He had no choice but to snitch.
I don't understand why you keep lying. And then you go back. Because it's going to be a snitch. And it doesn't matter. Kill me. It don't matter. If it's a snitch, and I will die.
Well, we're talking about life sentences here. Taj killed all three of them. Tell me the whole story.
It was so random. Like, he just said he wanted to knock him off. I didn't think he was serious until when the car started slowing down and I seen him up the gun. Boom! Boom! Once they was dead, I said, take me home, man.
There it is, the desperate plea. But is it too late for him already?
Charge you. I just told you everything. Why did you make me stay? I said, I don't know. Mama!
Talk to me. Give me. Okay, can you see if they do charge me? Can you see if she can give me a lawyer? I didn't kill any.
Your constitutional rights. Falk. Harvey.
Yes. And one more question. I'm the only one that got charged with narcotics?
Yes. All right, as to your bond's based upon your prior criminal history, facts presented today, nature of the allegations. Now we have a member of the police department who wants to address bond for the people. State your name for the record.
Maybe you will see that everything that happened isn't meant to be. I know that it hurts like hell. I know that you don't want to seem scared. I know peace is so hard to find, especially with all the shit that's on your mind. I know
time's getting hard. I try not to think about it. I'm in the pen now, trying to write the ink about it. I've been a little more stressed since my wife left me. The devil's inside, I feel like you might get me. And I can shine, just depending how the light hit me. The drugs fuck your life up, ain't they right, Whitney? And I've been taking those a lot, they don't seem to work. And words ain't shit, cause now they all seem to hurt. And since I went away, the ones I thought loved me come see me twice a year, and that's if I'm lucky. And for them backstabbing buffoons, when the knife stuck me, this a lot deeper than the wounds, nigga. Cause I done cashed my reality check, surrounded by the fake but can't escape reality yet. I was trying to feed my family, took me as a threat, put me away. Now it's hard for me to accept that things change, and it's hard for me to forget. Baby moms getting pregnant over meaningless sex. Not to mention Mother's Day, I lost one of my best homies. My son got love for his pops that he can't show me, cause he don't even know who I am. I mean he do, but he don't really know who I am. And that's the truth, so I gotta take that with a grain of salt. Respect that everything that's happened is my fault. I may never see my moms on the street again. The Lord calling me, I might end up meeting him before I ever see my date of release. Cause it's all a game, but these niggas playing for keeps. And the fact still remains that pain is a real emotion. Something you gotta hide, a door you can't open. Cause even when you feel like everything's been broken, men gotta be men. even if it's pretend. I can't hold it in, most these niggas are lie. Sometimes I gotta take me a shower to cry. That's the only time I get a moment that's private. My moment of peace, and that's where I find it. This is my life, it's making me sick. Learning bars and barbed wires only made them strict. Leave me confined, let my mind mentally picture a nigga fucking my bitch while I'm beating my dick. Damn. What would you do if you was in my shoes? Lost to suicide, but for my kids I choose to survive hell on earth. Cause this is hell I curse. Whoever created it, they should've laid it in first. So they can feel how they own shit work. Spitefulness is bad, ignorance is worse. Cause at least I know when you do shit out of spite, I can respect it more cause you know what it's like. So don't act like you been where I've been. If you ain't never been here, how could you begin to know what I had to go through? Time you can't blow through. Trying to make it out without a house to come home to. Trying to make sense of it all. I'm an artist, but I don't have a pencil to draw. So I express my thoughts vocally. Paint a picture for y'all, so you don't have to count bricks on these walls. Cause who wants to live like that? Most niggas can't call the crib like that. You can't be it like that. Freedom is everything. Niggas cherish their lives more. Shit you throw away, these niggas willing to die for. You better recognize before it's too late. Dude been home 30 days, caught a new case. And it hurt bad, not cause that's your man's. It's cause you wish it was you that had that second chance. Now you
listen, and maybe you will see that everything that happened isn't meant to be. I say listen, and maybe you will see that everything that happened isn't meant to be. I know